Hi, I'm Drew Saur, and today I'm going to give you a couple of tips on how to choose the keywords for your professional brand statement. Again, if you're not familiar with your professional brand statement, I define it in my next level crash course, but in my world, it's really about the 3 to 5 keywords that identifies the kind of problems that you can solve and differentiate you from your peers. And it's really important to pick the right keywords to tell your story. So today, I want to give you 3 different filters you can use to test out your own keywords to say, are these the right ones that you should be using? So the first filter is what I would call the meaning filter. Does it actually mean anything? And a good way to test this is to ask, would anybody claim the opposite? So let's say I'm claiming I'm a great team builder. Okay, does that mean anything? Well, yeah, you have to build a team. People understand what that means. Are there people out there who are not great team builders and who would admit that they're not great team builders? Yeah, you can think of people who are in the technical fields, architects, other people. Yeah, they're probably not great team builders and they would probably admit to that. So that's a good one. It has meaning and somebody would sort of not claim that title. A couple other examples. Hardworking. Interesting. Are there anybody out there who would not claim to be hardworking? Seems a little stretch. Results-oriented. Another phrase that's commonly used, but what does it actually mean? Who out there is not results-oriented? Not a lot of people. So those 2 are probably not great ones. So first filter, does it mean anything? Test it by saying, would other people agree that they are not that attribute? The second filter is, can you prove it? Right? And if you say you're creative, can you prove it? Typically, yes. Well, I built this interesting product. I created this innovative solution to this problem over here, or redesigned this process. Here's how I have been creative. Great, it's provable. There's some words that are kind of in the middle. Dedicated, the word that you hear a lot. I'm dedicated, hardworking. We already said, okay, hardworking is probably not great. Are you differentiatable? Are you provably dedicated? And the answer is actually yes, but it's hard for most people. So my favorite story is a colleague of mine who was working in New York City during Hurricane Sandy. The building that he was working in was underwater. And there was a piece of equipment in that building. They needed to order a new one. It was going to take 48 hours. So this individual was on vacation, came off vacation, drove into downtown New York, walked into a building without power, walked up 20 flights of stairs, carried down the equipment, and drove it to the alternate location. When I heard that, that's dedicated, right? And so provable, yes. More than most people will do? Absolutely, yes. So it is something that you can prove, but most people, when they say dedicated, they just mean they come in and they work hard all day. So again, can you prove it? Thought leader is another one. A lot of people kind of have that thought leader in their LinkedIn profile or something. Can you prove it? If you wrote a seminal white paper that changed the shape of an industry, okay, absolutely, you are a thought leader. But again, for most people, can you prove it? So again, filter number 1, does it mean anything? Filter number 2, can you prove it? And filter number 3, which is a bit harder, is does it place you in the top 30% or even the top 5% of your peers? Because again, for any job these days, unfortunately, the stats are there are hundreds of people that apply to virtually every job. So ultimately, there are a bunch of other people who look very much like you who are trying to get this position. And so is your story, is your keyword, is your proof going to put you in that top, again, third, or ideally in the top 5%? And so that's what you want to fish for. So ideally, get rid of the stuff that doesn't mean that much, find things that are provable, and then ideally find the things where you are truly differentiated from people who are going to look very much like you. And if you do that, this will make your brand statement very, very powerful, differentiated, and people will really be interested in bringing you on to help solve their problem. So I hope you found that useful. As always, if you're interested in some more in-depth videos, you can sign up for my next level crash course at drewsaur.com/nextlevel. But again, hope this was helpful, and I look forward to seeing you next time.